Okay, so I wasn't going to do any more videos, but I've seen there's been so many comments about it. I thought maybe it was best doing it with an actual video to explain to you. I've got my Cane and Dern Zero board here. I've just got to skate home quickly, so let's have a skate and talk. So, yeah, to be very clear, because maybe I wasn't clear enough in my thing, I am not giving up skateboarding. That is not happening. Don't worry, that is not happening whatsoever. It's not because I don't think my YouTube channel is successful, or that has been a deciding factor in it. I feel like, in terms of how I spend my time, and time well spent. Ow, bugger, I forgot my keys. I got this far and I forgot my keys and I have to go back now. But basically, it's like, I really do want to do YouTube, and I want. Oh, Jesus Christ, baby me. That I do want to do YouTube, but I just don't have the time to dedicate that I want to do it how I do. And no, I don't get paid for it. No, I don't mind that, please. You know, a lot of people were like, oh, is it because of the new 8,000? I was like, no, nothing like that whatsoever. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, like all of this year, and a bit longer than that as well. And it's like, it's family and stuff like that, so it's not the sort of stuff I can get into here very easily. But there's like a lot of my personal life is not like as straightforward as it was when I first started doing this YouTube channel, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So the way I live my life now and how I'm going about stuff is a lot different to how it was when I first started doing YouTube. And I do regret that I can't do YouTube the way I want to anymore, because at the end of the day, YouTube was and still will be, because please, I don't want to think like I'll never ever post again. It's not that, and I will still be active in the community, because it is like that community aspect that's drawn me to it. But basically my ADHD has just got so bad, and my personal life and all this stuff, that I've realised something's got to give somewhere, and I have to choose what's most important to me right now in my life. My family, my mum, my mum's dog, my husband, all these people are very important in my life right now. And there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. My mum's health and stuff, which I don't really want to get into because it is personal to her. But I can't dedicate the time to YouTube how I would like, is what I think I'm trying to say. So without that, being able to do YouTube the way I used to, I just think, I'm only able to like give like half swearing, but like half-assed attempts. And I always wanted to be able to do the YouTube the best I could. When I first started, I spent like 20-30 hours a week on a video, and I certainly could, if I had 20-30 hours time free now, I certainly wouldn't be using it on making a video, because my personal life has become a lot more complex because of my family. My mum's health needs have changed, so I can't dedicate myself to doing YouTube. I'm still skating, and I probably still film my skating and stuff, but it's just like I can't keep on top of this sort of social media treadmill that I'm meant to be, on. And I don't know, like, if I want to be on it either, if that makes any sense, because it's a lot of work, and I'm so glad to be able to, meet such wonderful people as all these wonderful subscribers that are on my channel. I'm back to my mum's house because I forgot my keys in my house, so I'm going to fetch the key first. But I thought we'd walk and talk while we're doing it anyway. But like, I've actually got a career, it's a career change, it's a career launch, because I've never done this before. It's something that's new. I've been doing in the background like all of this year. It goes back a long time. It's something I wanted to do a long time ago, isn't it, Winnie? But I have never had the courage, the time, the commitment, money even to try and like start it. And like most things in my life, I'm just fetching some keys. Right, let's try again with the keys to get into my house. So I just need to get a rice pot. My mum's been in A&E. Oh, Jesus Christ, I hate those mats. For so many hours now, like 24 hours plus. My husband's there looking after her. Winnie, stay there, baby girl. I'm looking after the dogs, and my mum's dog and my dog here. My mum's just a few doors down from mine, but Winnie's got to stay there, baby. The problem is, yeah, I'm spending more and more of my time, which I don't mind, because I love my mum and I want to help take care of her, and I love my mum's dog, who's also got chronic health problems, including heart failure, and that's part of the complexity too. So yes, like my sort of, you know, skating life and sort of how I wanted to skate has changed considerably, and I've had to think about how I changing how I skate considerably. You may notice I'm not quite as throw myself into things as I was, and I think there's a good reason for that, and I think that's probably because I don't want to smash myself up. You know, I have got to think about some sort of preservation in this game. But yeah, basically I've been practicing DJing in secret, and I'm trying to launch myself as a DJ, and I'm putting like basically all my like cards on the line for it, I suppose you could say, because like I've never really committed to like many things in my life in terms of career. I don't know if that's like an ADHD thing or not, but like it's just hard to know what, like every time I thought I wanted to do something, I changed my mind. But I've had a lot of time to think about this, and this year especially has been a really challenging year, so I'm like all the more determined that as a result of this, we've got the skateboard, we can get back now, and with the key, that we can carry on as we were. I mean, at the moment I can't unfortunately go away, I can't commit to travelling outside of my village, so I can't come to skate events anymore. Basically skate by myself, for myself, film my progress, and I've been posting it on YouTube, and that's what I've been doing. But like I really thought I was going to go to an actual skate event and actually meet some other skaters for once, and then yeah, like stuff all kind of went wrong, and I've realised that I have to think. I'm at 39, not far from 40-year-old woman, which is quite a scary thing really, but like I need to think very carefully about how I'm going to spend the next few years and decades and stuff, and I want to do the right stuff. I want to make good stuff. I still want to skate because it's like everything to me, but maybe now I'm realizing that like it's not, sounds strange, but it's not worth destroying my entire body skating, because at like one point I think I just thought that was my only want and will to live, was just to skate, and if I couldn't skate then there was no point living in existence. And I think we have to be adaptable in life, because I know that like as a woman, like my skateboarding career will probably come to an end a lot sooner than most guys, because on account of the fact that I have probably going to go through hormonal change, back in my house, hormonal changes called the menopause. Sorry guys, hate talking about this stuff, but anyway, and like so like I've been trying to fit in so much into a short space of time, from when I was 33 to 39 now, and I just think how many injuries, and like there's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally like down for that, but like my remaining leg and foot, I'm having a lot of problems with that as well. So like I'm having to think about like how, because a lot of the time I've been putting myself in these situations, my ADHD has kind of been forcing me to be a little bit, not forcing me, but I've been pushing myself like in a more impulsive manner, and then because I've been impulsive, I've just been doing like things without really thinking, and not really thinking about the consequences and how they're going to affect me. And then you know, you just do like, oh, I'm going to do this, so I'm just going to keep going, and then you finish the trick, say like I'm trying hand plants, and I'll come back out of the trick and I'm absolutely covered, especially my backside where I slid out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I seem to have grazed my backside, and it's like a complete surprise to me, but I'm so zoned in, and I just guess I thought at one point in my life that like it was worth dying on the cross to skate, and I've realised that like although skateboarding is an amazing thing, there are actually a couple of other things in life that make me feel nearly as good as that and help me get into that that zone, and I'm thinking that DJing is actually one of those things. So yeah, I started the first time I ever DJ'd was actually years and years ago. It was when I was about 14 years old, probably in the early 2000s, on a youth club course where I live, and some dude taught us how to like beat match, obviously on like vinyl records, because that was the only way back in those days. I think proper CDJs had yet to come in, like I'm not sure the times like the thing of them anyway. So like yeah, we were doing this beat matching and stuff, and like I didn't do anything about it for years. I'd been someone's party and them having DJ equipment and being like, oh, interested. We've been really interested in it for years. My brother, like he had some stuff a few years ago, but I never had a go on it or anything, because where he lives I couldn't get up the stairs and stuff, so I never actually had a go. And then earlier this year, or the end of last year, I downloaded like a DJ app on my tab and just basically started learning like that, downloading songs from, I think it was DJ City. So like I literally was getting music from a record pool, and I didn't even have like proper like controller or anything. But I wanted to prove to myself that it wasn't just another like fascinating, like this is what I'm going to do, and this is my, you know, like that I'll pick it up and put it down in 5 minutes. So like I like to sort of prove to myself that it wasn't just like a passing phase. It wasn't just I wanted to prove to myself that. So as I said, I've loved music my whole life. I've loved all kinds of music my whole life. Starting off as like a metalhead, rock and metalhead back in the late 90s, 2000s when I first started skating and stuff, like a major into like, you know, the sort of the Limp Bizkit new metal scene, obviously like the Green Days, Blink-182, Offspring, NoFX, Rancid, not so much Fall Out Boy, but that kind of, basically that kind of stuff. So I grew up like on a diet of like classic rock and like sort of heavy metal, like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Boston, the Eagles, Yes, Supertramp, but loads. And then later on, I found out my mum actually really likes like 90s, like sorry, 80s music as well. So I have like kind of got into that. My husband is about 11, 12 years older than me. He's really big into like early 90s, like proper early dance music and stuff. So like I started to get into that with him as well. So I have like a massive like breadth of music taste that I like. So in the DJ world, I think if someone like DJs lots of different styles, it's called open format. So I'm an open format DJ, and I've been DJing everything from drum and bass, classic trance, dance, house, Afro house, tech, just like break beats and stuff like that, euphoric dance, trance, cheese, 80s, like electronic stuff. Like last night did like a drum and bass metal rocker edition one. So just stuff like that. But I'm really enjoying it. Some of my favorite DJs of all time are people like Carl Cox, Andy C, Sub Focus. God, there's so many bloody good ones. Like I can't think off the top of my head. I'd like to be on the spot, and I'd have to have them all written down in front of me. Peggy Goo. I like Flavor Trip. They've got an awesome YouTube, but like just like some really sick worship group I love as well. But like, yeah, like drum and bass was like a love of mine from like 20 years ago, and I haven't really been in the scene for so long. And then like getting back into this, it's just made me feel like it's the one thing I can do that's not skateboarding that gets me in that flow zone and just like pressing the buttons, and we're in the, oh, it's just like such a good feeling, and the control. And like that's not even playing in front of a crowd, so I can't even imagine how good it must feel like when you play in front of a crowd. So that I could only imagine would be the most amazing feeling ever. But anyway, I'm gonna have to get out of here pretty soon because I've got to get back to look after the doggles. But it is, I just wanted to let you guys know that it's not, I'm not quitting YouTube because of like subscribers and stuff like that. Yes, I did put that in there. I said that I just basically emphasizing that if I had like thousands of subscribers, maybe I'd feel that it was like worth the effort, but because I felt like I was putting a lot of effort and like not getting anything, well, not getting anything, that feels really rude, because I want to say a big thank you and shout out to every single person, because you guys have been amazing. And like I wasn't expecting to have so many people like comment. I think one person even subscribed. How bizarre. But like, and it wasn't clickbait or anything like that. I'm just genuinely in a position where like I'm just like completely burnt out trying to do videos that just don't work. And I kind of wondered like, does how I skate and having a prosthetic leg mean that people can't like, what do you call it, like empathize, not can't empathize, but like can't like put themselves in my shoes literally. So like it doesn't maybe translate if you're not prosthetic leg. Maybe, I don't know, but like I'd really appreciate like reading the comments. Like, so that's why I've done this video, because there's so many comments, and I just couldn't even think of addressing them all because I've got quite sore fingers and stuff. And then that's another thing I've got. I call it transition fingers from like doing too many grabs and stuff. All my fingers like hurt and stuff, especially in the morning. I take loads of painkillers. And so speaking of which, I'm going to medicate. I'm a legal medical patient here in the UK of private prescription medical cannabis. That is something that's taken me a long time to negotiate, but being like a private patient, being a lawful patient now, it's just the most amazing feeling ever. I've never spoken about any of my videos because I didn't want to like bring trouble around and stuff and what have you, but yeah, basically I am a medical patient, and for multiples of reasons I use medical cannabis. Private patient of a company called Medican, who I thoroughly recommend, really good. They've got a really good formulary. They've always got like well over like 150 products in, almost 200, and over 100 of those usually are like flour as well, like strains and stuff. I think they've got some extracts that's come in, I'm not sure, but I don't deal with the edibles, liquids like syrups and stuff like that. They don't do any good for me or what have you. But yeah, so I just at the moment, for the next foreseeable future, want to like focus on my family. Just so my mum's health is really like, it's to do with her eyesight and stuff, so that really is like freaking me out right now, to be honest. Like, I hope my mum sees this. I'm sorry, mum. It's freaking me out. I'm scared that my mum might not be able to see, and that scares me like a lot. And then I'm also scared like how I can support her with my health problems, but that means also like it's more of my time. So right now I've got to be like, I've been a bit upset about it, but I've got to be a grown up and say, look, right now my family need me more than YouTube, sadly, guys. And I'm really sorry, but because I will come back to you guys, I promise I'll come back. But right now, I could be there for my family, and maybe one day I'll feel good about it all again. I'm working on a project behind the scenes, guys. So as I said, DJ, amputee, and then letter T. Like I think we're gonna have Mongo FM. And I'm going to be bringing some mixes to you guys. It's a lot easier to film than skateboarding, that's for sure, but you can't miss it. You've all got to do it in one take and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here now. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate all your likes, subscribing, commenting, supporting. Everybody who's like commented on the last post and stuff, I really, really can't thank you guys enough. And as I said, I'm sorry if I've not replied individually. It's just like I was like completely overwhelmed by how many comments there were, so I thought I'd address it in the form of a video, make it easier for everybody. And thank you for your patience and understanding, and please, I hope this isn't forever, just right now, I know right now, and for the foreseeable future, we just got to get this sorted. But please, if you believe in me, stick around, and maybe we can make this work in the future. But until then, thank you so much. Peace, one love. Amputee Adele here, a 39-year-old through knee amputee, skateboarding, bringing you along for the journey. Maximum effort, worry less, skate more, and I'll see you guys hopefully in another video pretty soon. And arigato, diolch yn fawr for all your love. Peace, fam.